Hey everybody, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. And today we're talking about some interesting things are happening in Northwest Arkansas. Some old, some new. So we need to talk about that. So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you like and share this video with a friend or family, that would make the world of difference. I try to produce as much content as humanly possible about Northwest Arkansas. Obviously. So obviously liking and sharing just make sure that everyone can live, work, and play all in NWA. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Also, if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack, and it sounds exactly what it is. It's literally a starter pack full of all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. What are the school systems like? What are the hospitals like? What's all going in the downtown sections? What's going on all year long? All the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. If you want that package shipped right to your home, enter that information below and I'll make sure you get the package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And. It is my favorite four-letter F word. Free! So enter your information below and I'll make sure that package gets shipped to you right away. Alright, so the first thing we're kicking off with is kind of a new thing happened in Fayetteville, and this has been in the works for a little while. So we're going to be talking about the 112 actual drive-in movie theater. It got decommissioned about 2 years ago. It was a long-lasting drive-in movie theater in Fayetteville. It got sold, the whole thing. So there's a big send-off, like last movie, kind of whole thing. So really cool. Everyone was wondering what's going to happen to that lot of acreage, a lot of that cool, what's going to happen there? What's all going to happen at the old 112 drive-in? And so just a little while ago, everything was released about what's happening there. So we have a brand new movie theater coming to Fayetteville, Northwest Arkansas. Super cool. It is the Alamo Draft House. So side note, there are not many Alamo Draft Houses in America. So I was familiar with the actual theater itself, so it's really cool that they're moving here. But that's not the cool thing. Not only are they doing a massive cinema there, 4K screens, all the different, the whole experience, they're doing a drive-in theater as well. Like, it's gonna be so cool to have like the whole combo right there. Whether you want to be a drive-in theater or if you want to actually be in the theater itself, super cool. But that's not it. That's not it. Oh no, there's more. They're actually doing a 200, almost 300 actual like townhouse condo situation right there all around the movie theater. Now I have a dream of living above a pizza shop. Probably not the best course of action for me because I love pizza too much. But the next one could be living next to a movie theater. So these are all going to be rental homes. So I think obviously they're banking on the fact of obviously university. This is going to be in Fayetteville, so they're banking heavy on the university because obviously Fayetteville needs more rental situations because of university students. University is growing exponentially. So obviously that's going to be the case there. But it's going to be really cool to see these new kind of styles of developments happening in around Northwest Arkansas. I've talked in previous videos about how they're developing actual places for remote workers and actually like communities, and like they're kind of doing things differently than how it was done in the past with other places like bigger cities. So this is really cool to see new communities being developed around movie theaters of all things. They have pools there, they have community centers. It's gonna be so cool to see this all brand new thing developed in Fayetteville, and it's gonna be cool to see how it all works out because it's gonna be so fun, like living next to a cinema, living next to a drive-in, living obviously in a full community right there. So excited to see that being built out and excited to see the Alamo Draft House being moved here. So that was a big win a couple days ago for Fayetteville. And number two, we're going back to the past. The listening forest is coming back to Crystal Bridges. So last year, I'll actually link my videos below. I thought the actual listening forest was so cool. Definitely watch the videos. There's this YouTube shorts link below. But they're so cool because it is a auditory community, super interesting experience. Like, I didn't know you could turn a forest into a full experience with lights. Like, just a good example is just like you would touch a heart sensor in the middle of a forest, and the whole forest is lit with lights, and that actually feels your heartbeat, and then the actual forest beats with your heart. And there's another thing where you actually can actually intersect spotlights in there. It's just definitely check it out. If you're in Bentonville, definitely check out the listening forest. It is by no surprise they're bringing it back. It was so cool this last quarter of 2022. I'm so glad they're bringing it back. So if you are in Bentonville area or if you're coming to Northwest Arkansas, definitely check out the listening forest. It does cost money to get in there. The tickets are cheap, but Crystal Bridges is free. Momentary is free. All the art museums are free, but actual listening forest is a paid thing to get into. Just be aware of that. Definitely, I'll add the link below to get tickets. They just want to make sure like they know who's coming because they want to space out like people, so people don't have to wait in line too much for certain things because it's kind of like a really cool experience inside of a forest. So long story short, listening to forest is coming back to Bentonville, and I'm super excited. Whoa! Before we jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates, and that sounds exactly what it is. It's literally Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're looking to move down to Northwest Arkansas and you're using things like Realtor.com or Zillow.com. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates, and it sounds exactly what it is. It's literally Instant Home Updates. So enter your information below: name, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms. Where do you want to move to in Northwest Arkansas? Enter all the information below and make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes to homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, every single Friday I send an email just kind of talking about all things NWA. What's the Walmart amphitheater doing? What bands are coming down here? What's going on in the downtown section of Fayetteville? What's going on in the downtown section of Bentonville? What's Springdale up to? What are all the cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas? What new businesses are moving here? Well, all the cool things. If you want to get that email every single Friday, enter your email below. I send that every single Friday, of course. But side note, you will get a little fear of missing out, a little FOMO, so to speak. But I promise you'll be the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. And number 3, this is kind of a weird one for me to mention, but I definitely want to mention this because of like the business side of things. But CarMax, yes, CarMax is putting a new location in Northwest Arkansas. So you're thinking like, wow, Phillip, that's great, a big business move. So the reason I'm super curious about this is because CarMax doesn't have many locations in America. And it costs a lot of money for them to buy land, set up a facility, all the cars. It's a big investment. And so I say that all the reasons because when larger businesses that have they need to invest a lot of money into an area and it has to succeed, they've done their research to make sure it will be successful. I can guarantee that. CarMax is just not like willy-nilly putting, CarMaxes everywhere. We know that, especially with like car industry, used car, the whole thing. So CarMax is definitely being very strategic about where they're putting their next location, and it's going to be in Northwest Arkansas. So cool to see a larger business like CarMax moving to the area because of the fact that they've done their research. They see the growth that's happening in Northwest Arkansas, and they see whether it's the used cars market or new car market, whatever the case is, they know the population is growing. They know all these different things. They feel as though this is the next best location for a CarMax. So even though it's a larger business, it's really cool to see them moving here because you definitely know that they have put their time and effort and energy to make sure it's going to be successful. And number 4, we have a new restaurant opening in downtown Fayetteville, right off of Dixon Street, actually on West Street, and it's going to be called the Daily Beet. So the Daily Beet actually has 2 locations in around New Orleans. But anyways, they're over in New Orleans and they're actually putting their next location in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So I'm really excited because they lean more towards the breakfast side of stuff, which I'm always like, yes, please, thank you very much. And lean more towards the healthier side of food, which I'm like, yes, thank you very much. So it's cool to have a brand new location in actual downtown Fayetteville because there's a bunch of breakfast places down there, but I always love more breakfast options, let me tell you that. So the Daily Beet is going to be opening here very shortly in the next couple months or so. So if you are going to be in downtown Fayetteville, definitely check out the Daily Beet. If you want that healthier side of stuff, shakes, coffees, smoothies, and a lot of breakfast menu items. So it's really cool to have it in Fayetteville. So a little side note when it comes to the Daily Beet, it leans to the more vegetarian style stuff. So if you are a vegetarian or want to kick out meat, definitely check out the Daily Beet. Wow, that was a great rhyme, Phillip. Bravo. Didn't even intend that. Actually, no, that was intended. But definitely check out the Daily Beet when you're in downtown Fayetteville. And last but certainly not least, we're staying in Fayetteville for the last one, but we're going to be talking about Wilson Park. So Wilson Park is getting a makeover this year in Fayetteville. Now, if you don't know what Wilson Park is, it's kind of in this like almost center of town feel, like kind of every kind of runs down to Wilson Park. It is by far one of the most beloved parks in Fayetteville. All the equipment, there's trail systems around there, there's a pool there. So many cool things happen in Wilson Park. Obviously, it's just well used spring, summer, fall, even wintertime in downtown Fayetteville. But obviously, it's getting a facelift. Not that it looks old, but they're just wanting to add more things to it. It's always cool to see Fayetteville and Bentonville and Springdale and Rogers adding new parks or redeveloping parks and making it even better with new equipment and all the cool things that are happening here. So it's cool to see communities reinvest into parks and recreation and all the cool things we can do here. That's why I do love living here, because there's so much recreation to do. But beyond that, Wilson Park is getting a facelift, so I'm excited to see that. And I'm sure there's gonna be some sort of ribbon cutting sometime in the next summertime, late fall. But I'm cool to see it all being panned out because I'm sure it's even better than it was before, which is hard to beat, but I can't wait to see it. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itinerary link below. Maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids. Whatever it is, there's a 3-day itinerary link down below for you. So go ahead and download it, use it when you get down here. Also, when you come down here, I can give you the $10 tour so I can kind of show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar would go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, let's see you next one.